Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Imperial Dane, with another Propagandacast for you, my most wonderful viewers. And today we have a 1 versus 1 on Langres. Yes, it is good old Langres. And as the Americans, not 28th Infantry Division, we have the Singularity, Captain Singular. Not a superhero, just unfortunately named, it seems. Ready to take on the Krauts. And who do we have? It is Gulcasa, Kampfgruppe Gulcasa, once more ready to dash the hopes of the Americans and of course the backs of their men. So let's get this started, and of course we see the Kettenkraut for Gulcasa. We see Panzer Grenadiers on the move, and what do we see in the American base? We see a weapon support center. Now this is certainly one of the more rarest starts generally from the Americans, in particular in 1 versus 1, and I'd certainly not recommend it against the Wehrmacht or the Panzer Elite, but apparently he is going for it right here. So we'll most likely see some snipers, since the Panzer Elite do have some trouble dealing with those, and considering the low numbers of Panzer Grenadiers in one Panzer Grenadier team, it can easily end up badly. And we see the Panzer Grenadiers getting the Gewehr 43. We see a bit of chatting about Osama bin Laden having met his demise at the hand of American troops. Apparently. So that's all nice and dandy, but still all quiet here. Panzer Grenadiers charging out. So far nothing in the way of the Kampfgruppe. And what is this? A heavy machine gun. Certainly not bad. Certainly not bad, although at the moment, considering there's nothing to support it, I might be a bit cautious about using it. And if the Panzer Elite commander decides to get, I don't know, a mortar half-track, the heavy machine gun can easily end up being useless. But we'll have to see the heavy machine gun slowly making its way forwards, possibly trying to set up in the following house, which is covering some amount of terrain, but can't really peek in here unless somehow this is cleared out. But there we go, heavy machine gun setting up, Kettenkraut being shooed away by SMG welding engineers, and we see the Panzer Grenadiers apparently stopping to seize this central victory point, and instead having a look at the building here with its machine gun. And Gulcasa quickly reacts and goes for the incendiary grenades. Not bad. And he reacts to the VSC start, or weapon support center start. Although getting incendiary grenades right away perhaps might not be the best move, since again you probably should expect snipers, and incendiary grenades aren't really the thing to deal with. Snipers. So, but that's just my thoughts on the subject. A half-track of the infantry kind, a mortar, or perhaps getting the logistic company as scout cars might have been a better move. But there we go, and yes indeed we see a sniper out for the Americans with his scoped Lee's Springfield rifle, not Lee. That was the British Lee Enfield I was thinking about for some reason. No, it's the Springfield bolt action rifle. And we see the Panzer Grenadiers taking some heavy losses, 2 men down, and apparently these are not retreating. Get out of there! Get out of there! Oh no! And the sniper misses, thankfully for that last man. And we see the Americans pushing up northwards, having set up a machine gun emplacement. The other routes being covered by the machine gun in the building right there, so certainly not a bad move. Apparently not having that got disconnected and then using the sniper to connect again. Certainly a valid move. We see apparently the sniper did not get a clean kill, instead leaving a Panzer Grenadier wounded until he expires on his own. And we see defensive operations being researched, or acquired, I suppose, since it's in theory already there, so not much research to do, more the acquisition of it. There we go. Although again I'd perhaps recommend something to more actively deal with the sniper, although the Americans' intention to dig in on the west is a bit curious and perhaps not completely the best idea, considering that Gulcasa, if bold and aggressive enough, could just go for here and go for the cutoff point, thus disconnecting the American from the entire western half of his resources. Have not secured the nearby medium munitions point. A bit odd, but there we go, finally going for at least some of them. Sniper stalking around on his feet, not cloaked, as cloaked snipers don't move so fast. The same applies to stormtroopers and Kettenkrats. Although I do believe veterancy free snipers can run while cloaked, which certainly makes them more nasty. Fun thing though, that the Americans didn't really actually have snipers like that in the war. That was more the field of German and Russian snipers. As far as I'm aware, the Americans just used marksmen. But let's not get too far into that. Panzer Grenadier is charging ahead, disrupting the construction of a machine gun emplacement. And really seems like that Singularity really has gone for a highly defensive way of fighting. And do we see a Kampfgruppe company? Yes, indeed. Now he just needs to get something like a mortar half-track to begin smoking out. And we see the sniper being slowed down. But he is quickly moving into the range of cover offered by the machine guns there, and the 30 cal opens fire on the Panzer Grenadiers, forcing them back. Kettenkrat going for the cutoff point, and we see a barracks is up for the Singularity, or Captain Singular, now having riflemen as well, and these Panzer Grenadiers really need to get out of there before the sniper takes any further losses on them. And these cutoff point once more having been taken. The Kettenkrat tries to get out of there before the rifleman blows it up, or apparently not, deciding to have a bit of a stop before realizing that it is in mortal peril from those riflemen, leaving the most of the entire right map undefended. And what is this? Panzer Jäger command. Could be, we see the infantry half-track there, and might be he goes for the armored car then to deal with snipers, since in this current patch armored cars can deal with snipers. We see an incendiary grenade going off there. It's forcing the HMD team out. But with the next patch, armored cars can't spot snipers. You'll have to use scout cars, Kettenkrats, or Schwimmwagens to deal with it. Otherwise, you're on a bit of unfortunate luck, I'm afraid. We see the infantry half-track, no actual infantry to support it, no Panzer Grenadiers to go with the Panzer Grenadier Schützenpanzerwagen. Opening fire on the riflemen, a bit exposed. Really should have had some Panzer Grenadiers to support it, and there we go. 3 teams of Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Jäger command is up, but no armored car yet, it seems. And we see a refreshed attempt at a machine gun emplacement. Heavy machine gun really setting up there again. And if he gets this machine gun emplacement up, it looks like this building will have to be the focal point of Gulcasa's efforts, and his Kampfgruppe, of course, to break through here, and of course thus unhinge the entire defensive plan. That again depends if he can do it, and if he gets the proper units to deal with it. And there we go, armored car. And if he could get a mortar as well, he'd just be all ready for storming this point, since Mr. Singular, Captain Singular of the 28th Infantry Division Able Company, doesn't really have much to actually hold that point if it is broken up. So what will Gulcasa and his Kampfgruppe do? Will he do it? And oh no! When you're dealing with snipers, you don't want troops in half-tracks nearby. That sniper can kill 2 men at the same time. Oh no, 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 oh bollocks. This is not going to end well, I suspect, but there we go. Catching the sniper who has already gained veterancy 1. And one should note, while fighting the Panzer Elite, your troops will gain a lot more veterancy, in fact. And we see the heavy machine gun firing away. Assault rifles equipped. Troops now moving out, lobbing in incendiary grenades. Really should have moved around from different points, I believe, at least, so it wouldn't end up in case they all get pinned on the same spot. Sniper still hanging around. Sticky bombs going off. Sniper getting the hell out of there. Half-track going up in smoke because it was much too close to the combat. Now the assault rifle Panzer Grenadiers are caught out in the open as well. Oh dear, not well, not well. Managed to force away the 2 units, but hasn't really followed up with it with further infantry or the armored car. A bit of coordination could have been used there, I feel. And of course a mortar could also have been useful. But there we go, at least he has this spot leveraged open for a while. We see a triage center going up, but Gulcasa really needs to be quick on his feet and begin maneuvering in here, seizing this territory and begin preparing for a counterattack, because I'm pretty sure one will come as soon as he begins moving in there. But his Panzer Grenadiers and Kettenkraft are just standing still. And what is this? Assault Grenadier heavy infantry on the field, already equipped with assault rifles, and that is actually their only real special ability. They already get that. They cost more manpower, so they don't have to use munitions. But again, besides that, nothing out of the ordinary. And if you have the munitions for it, rather use that to equip your Panzer Grenadiers with assault rifles, since manpower is rather precious, in particular to the Panzer Elite. So we see a small team moving out. This team apparently still hanging around, or perhaps responding to any moves here. And what is this? 2 engineer teams, one with a flamethrower now being set upon by its exact number, and Panzer Grenadiers really going to end up ugly for them. And we see the heavy machine gun moving, and Panzer Grenadiers slowly advancing, setting up for attack positions perhaps. Armored cars keeping the riflemen at bay with its 2 cm auto cannon. Although at the same time it is actually a bit penned in, can't move out without getting sticky bombed or hit by that heavy machine gun. And there we go, opening fire, possibly even armor piercing rounds. Engineers have been forced back, sniper taking shots at the Panzer Grenadiers, and the Panzer Grenadiers aren't doing anything. I think Gulcasa might want to prioritize his actions a bit. And what is this? A martyr, that's a bit odd. Might want to try and use them, I suppose, to clear out those emplacements, but again I think a mortar would have been more useful to deal with some of these things. Armored car dashing by, bypassing all the defenses and the infantry, leaving only the other infantry to hold the line, although all looking quiet. And we see Mr. Singular has gone for airborne, and let's see what else he has. Apparently only airborne infantry, 101st with recoilless rifles on the way to support them. See, the Germans are setting up positions here, apparently content to holding the east side and not pressing the advantage. Again, I really think it was a wasted opportunity not moving in here and doing some damage. Instead, he seemed to just focus on that tiny armored car without managing very much of quite the missed opportunity, and a bit of a failed maneuver, I think. And we see a attack going in to stop the Americans from seizing this strategic point, forcing them back. But they are of course going to run into a heavily defended American position. Incendiary grenades going off, numerous in fact, really intent on clearing out that building and its heavy machine guns. Sniper taking shots at the Panzer Grenadiers, killing 1 veteran, 2 airborne also in the back, and of course negative cover, meaning those Panzer Grenadiers are really going to suffer for it. And the attack has quickly been called off. I will see them airborne moving in, probably trying to go and see if they can't do some damage to that armored car. Just hold the line, apparently not. Quickly pulling back, not intent on facing the full might of that 2 cm auto cannon.